Your brain is secretly sabotaging you every single day without any warning. These 12 psychological facts explain why your life feels harder than needed. Once you understand them, you will never see yourself the same way. Sarah spent years blaming herself for things her own mind was creating. Olivia thought she was unlucky, but her brain was trying to protect her. Sophie believed she was broken when she was just deeply misunderstood inside. Stay until the end because the final fact quietly shapes your entire life. Number 7 explains why you keep repeating the exact same painful mistakes. Let us start with the fact hiding behind almost every bad decision. Fact 1 is the negativity bias, and it is ruthless toward everyone. Your brain remembers criticism far more vividly than it remembers genuine praise. Sarah received 9 compliments and only 1 insult after her big presentation. She forgot every compliment instantly, yet replayed that single insult for weeks. This bias protected our ancestors from danger, but now it creates anxiety. Knowing this fact alone helps you finally forgive yourself for overthinking comments. It won't erase criticism, but it explains why it cuts deep. Fact 2 is the fawn response, survival reflex hiding inside your kindness. Olivia always said yes, even when her body was screaming a no. She thought she was agreeable, not realizing she was quietly performing safety. Fawning develops early, usually around people whose anger felt unpredictable and scary. If you over-explain, apologize needlessly, or freeze during conflict, this explains why. Fawning isn't weakness, it's a nervous system attempting to survive. Fact 3 is cognitive dissonance, the discomfort of holding two clashing beliefs. Sophie stayed in a job she hated because she had invested years. Her mind invented excuses to avoid admitting she had made a mistake. This is why people defend clearly toxic relationships, jobs, and harmful habits. Recognizing dissonance early can save you years of justifying obvious personal pain. Fact 4 is the mere exposure effect, something advertisers understand extremely well. The more you see something, the more familiar it starts to feel. Sarah grew to love a song simply because it played on repeat. This explains why toxic people feel familiar, comfortable, and difficult to leave. Familiarity is not truth, yet your brain confuses the two almost every time. Fact 5 is confirmation bias, the reason arguments rarely change anyone's mind. Olivia only noticed news that confirmed what she believed about the world. Everything contradicting her beliefs got dismissed, ignored, or forgotten within minutes completely. This bias helps fuel conspiracy theories, family arguments, and heated online debates. Fact 6 is the halo effect. Attractive people benefit from it constantly. Sophie assumed a handsome coworker was also honest, competent, and trustworthy immediately. One positive trait convinced her brain that every trait must be positive. This is exactly how con artists and manipulators slip past our defenses. Notice this bias next time someone asks you for money or trust. Fact 7 is the sunk cost fallacy, trap of time and money. Sarah stayed married for another decade because she had invested many years. Leaving felt like admitting failure, so she kept losing more time instead. Your brain hates admitting waste, even when staying costs you much more. The healthiest question is never what you spent, but what remains ahead. Fact 8 is the Zeigarnik effect, why unfinished tasks haunt your mind constantly. Olivia couldn't stop thinking about an argument she never finished resolving. Open loops create mental tension inside your brain until it finds closure. This is why unresolved arguments replay endlessly inside your head at night. Finishing small tasks, even tiny ones, brings relief to an anxious mind. Fact 9 is DARVO: deny, attack, and reverse victim and offender roles. Sophie confronted her manipulative friend and found herself apologizing for the confrontation. Her friend denied everything, attacked her character, claimed to be the victim. This tactic works because confusion makes people doubt their own clear memory. Learning this term alone helps victims recognize manipulation the next time around. Fact 10 is anchoring bias, the mind clinging to the first number. Sarah heard her first salary offer, and it shaped every raise afterward. Every future raise negotiation quietly built itself on that first anchored number. She never questioned it until she saw what her coworkers actually earned. Always challenge the first number before it silently caps your entire worth. Fact 11 is the self-serving bias, protecting your ego from painful truth. Olivia blamed her failed exam on a difficult test and unfair grading, yet she credited her passing grades entirely to her own hard work. We take credit for every win, but blame circumstances for every failure. Noticing this pattern helps you finally accept feedback without collapsing into defensiveness. Fact 12 is the self-fulfilling prophecy, where belief quietly shapes real outcomes. Sophie believed people would eventually leave her, so she pushed everyone away. Her fear didn't predict the outcome, her behavior slowly created it. What you expect from people often shapes exactly how you treat them. Change the story you believe, and you often change what actually happens. 12 facts, yet one single thread connects every one of them together. Your brain was built for survival, not for modern comfort or happiness. Sarah finally stopped blaming herself, understanding these patterns were never her fault. Olivia finally set boundaries once she recognized fawning as a survival reflex. Sophie finally left that job once sunk costs stopped controlling her decisions. None of these facts are excuses, but they are powerful, liberating explanations. Once you see the pattern, gaslighting and manipulation lose their power completely. You start questioning familiar discomfort instead of mistaking it for comfortable safety. You start finishing small loops instead of carrying unresolved thoughts around forever. You start noticing the first number, the first impression, the first story. Awareness won't fix everything instantly, but it removes the fog first. And clarity, real clarity, is where every meaningful change begins for anyone. These 12 facts are not weaknesses. They are how human brains work. If one fact hit differently, please tell me which number it was. Comment below the fact number that explains something about your own life. Share this video with someone blaming themselves for things beyond their control. Subscribe if you want deeper psychology explained clearly, honestly, and without jargon. Your brain was never broken. It was simply running very old software. Every pattern above was hiding here long before you learned its name. Naming a pattern doesn't fix it, but it becomes visible. Visibility alone can quietly change how you react the very next time. You don't need permission to stop blaming yourself for old wiring. The mistakes never proved you were broken, only that you are human. Real change starts the moment awareness replaces years of quiet self-blame. Watch your own patterns closely. They are speaking louder than you realize. That's the real shock. Your mind was working exactly as designed. Stay aware, stay honest with yourself, and your life gets noticeably easier.